Hey guys, how are we going? We have a great game for today. We are currently spectating BSX Sezki, well, Skezi sounds closest, playing as Hans, and his opponent BSK Dim Sum, who is also playing as Hans, and it's red for Dim Sum playing against Besky, who is actually grey. I'll turn the fog of war off. If you can't tell already, it is Arabia. So, something I'd like to say quickly, recently with all the new players joining Feudal, because of all the streams and things that we have going on, apparently from what, there's a thread on AOC Zone on this at the moment, that they're having trouble finding games and not getting kicked from rooms and such. So, I'd just like to say, if you do see a Zero gamer around, make him feel welcome. Like, if someone kicks me out from the room, always feel welcome, like, join an unrated game with them, just a 1v1, teach them some ropes. Like, it doesn't take long to do, you can teach someone a lot in one game, you can teach someone a lot, honestly. So, just, if you do see something like that, do let them know what's going on. So anyway, into the game, what have we got? Over here, it does look like we have a long way to go to get to this wood source over here. That's going to be very, very easy to harass. That's actually not a nice location at all. And over here we have the opponent. I always hate grey on Arabia because I can never see it properly. Just like on snow maps, I can never see anything right on snow maps. But first ball is coming in. Let's have a look at the location. Gold to the back. Wood isn't in. That's not nice, but it's not as bad as Dim Sum has got it. He's actually got it horrible. Side stone there. Another wall. Another bit of wood here. Gold to the front there. Relic. Deer patch. Not too bad. And second ball coming in. And he's mislured the second ball. That's bad luck. Over here, though, we have side gold. That's not in too bad of a position. The berries are probably a little bit too far out, and I swear I just heard someone die, but I don't know. Gold to the back. That's going to be easy to hold off. The location doesn't... It's going to be pretty hard to wall, honestly. It's not a nice location, unless he wants to wall a big area right around here. That'd be the only way I could see it going, like, if he wants to use the terrain to his advantage. If he doesn't, naturally, he can put just a small wall of barracks and whatnot. Archery range is most likely across here. That's never too much of a problem. So we're at the 9-minute mark, 9:40, and going up to Feudal Age for Dim Sum. And let's see what Seski is up to. He's halfway towards there as well, so it's not a bad time. We've got a barracks coming up for Seski, and this area here is going to be very hard to defend. If Seski, has he seen this? He's seen these chopped trees here. And he has seen this town center here, and still got his scout up here. So he knows that... I'm spectating the right person, yeah. Seski knows that there's trees up here, so he knows that these have been cut down, which means he knows there's a lumber camp around here. And he knows that the town center is over here. So he should be able to use that to his advantage and get that out. Have a lot of archery ranges and stables coming out there for Dim Sum. So it looks like we're going to see a lot of feudal warfare. Spears being created to defend up this area. Is that the right decision? That is a brilliant decision there. However, we do have a archery range coming up as well, which means that we could be able to see both units coming out at all. Much going on here. Not that much going on here. Defending this area with the spears. Naturally, spears, of course, being the natural counter to the scout. Just, they do a ridiculous amount of damage for what they cost. It's not worth losing 2 light cavalry to a spear. No way in hell is it. Skirmishes being created, more light cavalry being created. Even though these spearmen are here, I would expect more skirmishes to be created than scout cavalry, but skirmishes, they're meant to be good against archers, and they are good against archers, but they can also, in mass, they can take out spears very, very effectively as well. So at this point, we're really looking at a stalemate. Neither player really wants to get in there and do the damage, but both players have units on the field, so they are just waiting for that chance to get in there and absolutely smash away at their opponent. So moving on to gold now, lots of miners on that gold camp there. Over here, hasn't really started on the gold yet, it doesn't look like, so that means he's had to stick with units like skirmishes and... Geez, this is going to be a very, very big feudal push if we get it. That is a lot of spears and a lot of skirmishes just there. This might actually do a lot of damage. Feudal Age still for Seski, and Dim Sum still in Feudal Age. Both players looking like they could be waiting to advance. But this is a big force right now, coming in, going to be able to do a hell of a lot of damage. And how is Seski going to react to this? He's got a lot of skirmishers sitting there waiting. He's got a lot of units around, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to drive off this force. This force has delayed him quite a bit. Using this hill bonus here, very smart plan. and using it to the best of his advantage. As you can see, Sezgi having sexy. I don't know. I'm just gonna go with Sezgi. But Sezgi having to just negate this fighting here. All these spears being forced to run after that. Of course, scouts can outrun spears very easily. But Dim Sum is looking to be in a really good position here. He's up by 500 points. That was a massive feudal push there. And all these skirmishes down here will be taken out by these scouts too easily. But bringing in all of these spearmen, it's not too bad of an idea. Sezgi not going up to feudal yet. Dim's not going up to castle yet, sorry. Dim Sum not going up to castle yet either. Looking like he's starting to save up for it though. Dim Sum on 102 population compared to Sezgi on 73. So Dim Sum definitely has a massive advantage right now. He's at 3,000 points, 2,600 points for Sezgi, and up by 300 points at the moment. Trying to wall this section here up, not allowing it. Going to take out as many villages as possible. Continuing to fight out here, using this hill bonus to his advantage again, and just killing off more and more villages as he can. Getting right in here is starting a lot of damage to Sezgi over this. And continuing to fight it out, and I'm sorry if I am a bit vague tonight, as it is actually quite late when I'm filming this. Well, not filming, recording, that's probably the best word for it. So don't think of it as too bad, just ignore all the blunders. But all these villages here are going to have to be forced to be pushed back to this town center. Keeping him off this wood supply here is cutting right back. As you can see, all these farms are not able to be reseeded, which means he's going to be losing food as well, which is another thing. The most valuable resource in the game, it's really up for grabs. Post this in comment. What do you think the most valuable resource in the game is? Is it food because you need it to create villages? Is it wood because you need it to create farms to create villages? Is it gold because you can buy everything with gold? Is it stone because stone can be traded off at a very high value? And that you can build castles and defenses with it to stop your opponent attacking you? And there's less of it. So let me know what you think of that, definitely. That could be a good conversation starter there. Why do you think it's the most valuable resource? And why is it the most valuable resource? So come in here with another push in these skirmishes. We're 32 minutes into the game too, and it doesn't look like either player is looking like they want to advance at this point. If one player does advance though, they're going to miss out on a bunch of resources, and they're not going to be able to create units, and if they do that, they are going to get overrun by feudal units. So it's at this point, they could age up, but what's the point? If they do, they're going to have less units, and their opponent's just going to overrun them, get into their economy, and absolutely smash them. Still up by only 200 points, so they are starting to close the gap here. All this feudal fighting is getting very, very, very extreme. I can say that to you. Well, all these scouts moving out straight through here, so obviously he's going in for a big economy hit, or coming back. Looks like he's going to bring it back. He's seen this force outside, massing outside his base, and he needs to keep his economy as much in check as he can. Lots of archers and skirmishes there. That's a lot of light cavalry there. Good thing that our Dim Sum player down over here has so many spears, so he'll be able to help it out. Being forced out of this location here, and going up to Castle Age now for Dim Sum. Let's see, Sezgi, are you going up? Not going up yet, doesn't look like he's even close. So once Dim Sum gets up, he's going to be able to do a hell of a lot of damage. Especially if he decides to go up to, naturally he'll go up to crossbow. Whether or not he goes up to light cavalry or not, I can't really say, but with having this amount of scouts in the field, it's definitely possible. So continuing, just keeping him inside his base, up by 300 points now, so he is slowly getting a larger gap there. Let's see, scout cavalry still, archer still, skirmishes still, and still spearmen. Any advances going on? We can see knights being added to the mix here, and only 100 points difference now. Sezgi is not going up to Castle Age though, so that's where that could be from. And come on, give us some upgrades. Upgrade this army. Get the upgrades, buddy. We want to see some intense unit fighting. And we can see he's moving forward with a forward base right now. Starting to mass some knights, so you're going to want to hope down here that Sezgi starts creating a lot of spearmen to deal with these knights. If he can't deal with these knights, he's going to be in a hell of a lot of trouble. I might just start spectating Sezgi right now, so I want to see when he goes up to Feudal Age. Siege Workshop coming up to Castle Age. Sorry, I keep mixing that up. I want to see this siege weapon start being used. And there we go. So Mangonel out now. Going to be able to start doing a fair bit of damage with that. Especially if he's all holed up inside his base like this. That just area of effect is going to do a lot of damage. Looks like he is going to lose it. He has lost that Mangonel. That's a lot of resources down the drain right there. Sezgi really starting to close the gap and going up to Castle Age as well. Only 100 points difference at this stage. The feudal warfare has done a lot right now. There's been a lot of different... And Sezgi taking the lead, even though he's advancing to Castle Age. He is pushing right up now, killing off all these units up here. Dim Sum being forced back at this point, even though he has a technological advantage. Pikemen being used, Knights being used, but simply just being outmassed by feudal units at this stage. Not going to be able to do a lot. And Sesky about to go up to Castle Age, so he's going to be able to further lead this advantage. Dim Sum down by 200 points, now down by 400 points. So keeping it quite hectic right now. All these units here is naturally going to get the upgrades as soon as possible. Crossbows being done right there. We have Knights in play and Pikemen being done already. What else can we expect to see? We can expect to see Knights on the field, and there's not a lot else we can really expect to see at this point in time. Keeping it going though, going to be able to continue the fighting. All these crossbows here, naturally Knights being crossbows, mass crossbows, Knights cannot win that out. Skirmishes, and being pushed right back by Sketsky right now, up to 50 minutes into the game, and both players have only just really hit Castle Age, or at least Sketsky's only really just hit Castle Age, and just being pushed right back across the map right now. Sesky doing an excellent job, getting his upgrades, doing the ones he needs, getting the ones which are most appropriate, losing lots of villagers over here to Dim Sum. Dim Sum coming in with a buttload of Knights, going to be able to do a lot of damage to these crossbows, especially if he gets the kill bonus here. And these pikemen are going to be needed here to really fend off the Knights. If you can get some pikemen in, he's going to be able to ward off the Knights, but it doesn't look like it. Cavalry archers coming out now though, and is that light cavalry there? That is light cavalry, so he's done the light cavalry upgrade, which means at this point he's not really focusing on getting strong units out, he just wants to get out as many as possible. Sketsky up by 600 points, however we could see Dim Sum going to Imperial Age anytime soon. He definitely has the resources and he definitely has the economy to be able to do it. But Dim Sum being pushed right back across the map now. Sketsky up by 700, 800 points right now. So he's being able to do a lot of damage. This economy here is definitely helping him out with that. Continuing to push him back across the map here. These pikemen doing just heaps of damage. Over the top damage to these Knights, as they do. We all know that pikemen are the best counter to Knights. However, they are not as fast. So if you can catch them off guard, you can do a lot of damage. These buildings up here, however, still being, well, remaining in use, which will mean, for me, I'd be wanting to take them out ASAP. 1,000 points up now for Sketsky. However, it doesn't look like Dim Sum is ready to give up. He still has a thriving economy here, lots and lots of resources being able to go. Sketsky just hitting at his pop limit, and what have we got for Dim Sum? Dim Sum on his pop limit still as well. So this is a very close game we have right here. Both players on their pop limit still, great economies for both players. Not really that harassment going on in the early game. This late game, it is just coming down to massing units and just trying to do as much damage to the economies as possible right now. We are currently 1 hour into the game, and both players are still going extremely strong. And they've cut the difference to only 200 points again. So this has been so close the entire game through so far. In fact, I'm going to slow this down. I want to see just how much fighting is going on. So we have this section here, killing off these villages, whatnot, going against the town center. This section over here, getting the hill bonus here, but it looks like Dim Sum is going to outmass as well. Over here, we still have units being produced still in heaps. Heaps of units still being produced, and great economies. Both players expanding out right across the map. Castle coming up over here, says Sketsky, and no castle yet for Dim Sum. It doesn't look like there's one yet. So let's speed this back up and get right back into the fighting. Continuing to fight it out through here, and the cavalry archers again trying to do this, but this is going to be a massive fight. I can see lots of units here, and that mangonel, I want to see if that mangonel can get a decent hit. If this mangonel can come up here, get a good hit, come on, doesn't look like it's going to get it. Oh, we just have constant harassment in this section here from, well, Dim Sum. Dim Sum's done great so far, putting on the pressure. I would hate to see him lose it right now. More town centers coming up here, very close to each other here, I will say. All these Dim Sum buildings are about to go down. Like I said, I would have tried to clear them out as fast as possible. It looks like that's what he's trying to do right now. Using that mangonel there to do as much damage. And going to the Imperial Age now for Dim Sum. Sketsky nearly there already. So Sketsky is going to have the slight technological advantage there. He's going to be able to get out trebuchets and whatnot. He's going to be able to force his way into this area here, mostly by a range, forcing his opponent to come to him. This is quite a large force right here, and if this continues towards Sketsky right now, Sketsky could be in trouble. He does have that upgrade, so he could be expecting halberdiers, could even be expecting Onager there. Heavy cavalry archer definitely to be expected, all those last upgrades to be done. But definitely here at the moment, castle coming up here. This castle is going to be quite offensive, and it looks like Sketsky is trying to get his own castle up here. Whether or not, has he said, he does not know this castle is going up at this time. And it's just going to come down, and Dim Sum's castle is definitely going to come up first. There we go, so going to be able to focus here on this castle and get a lot of damage done to it. Nice and early at any rate. And do we have is Dim Sum. Dim Sum is in Imperial Age, so he's going to be able to get out his own trebuchets and start doing damage there. Siege Workshop coming up right next to this castle here, because he wants to get rid of it as soon as possible. Multiple trebuchets coming into this castle here. If he loses this castle, I would like to say it is good game at this point. He'll just be able to slowly push right in through here and just be able to destroy his economy. There's not going to be a lot he can do about it. So, good luck to Dim Sum now. What he chooses to do, as soon as this army's gone, he's got no chance. This castle here going down though. I might have spoken too soon there. He might be able to come back from this. However, it is 1,000 point difference, 1,500 points difference between the two players though. Continuing to fight it out here. Once this fight here, I reckon, will determine the winner. Especially with this castle coming up here. And looks like he's about to lose this trebuchet as well. And trebuchet down. There we go. Knowing he's not going to be able to push in here, he's got a castle up here, town center over here. He's out economying his opponent right now, losing most of these resources here. His army, all he really had was what was left in this section here, and honestly that was just going to be completely and utterly destroyed by this, and there was no way he could push in past that castle. So remember to comment, rate, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.